Did you start with the case scenario and be attracted to it and then develop learning objectives coming out of that? Or did you start with the learning objectives and look for a case and a scenario that would deliver those? Tell us a little bit about the writing process.
Because I am an educator, I'm teaching myself. So I always look at the learning objectives, and it's kind of like, it's already there. When I have this partner, Kobe, and actually I got to know them randomly, and immediately I was thinking that, hey, this is like a really nice story to tell. And in the meantime, because I am teaching, I have all these learning objectives in mind that I have to achieve it. So it's like, it just come together naturally. I can't really tell that which one comes first because it's just so natural. And I spoke to Lipika, she gave very good advice. Okay, right, let's work on this, yes.
In terms of the processes that we follow at Center for Management Practice, Singapore Management University, we have a very iterative process. So we have the first phase where we kind of list down we work with the faculty and try to understand what are the learning objectives that need to be achieved. And then we kind of get in contact with the client organization on whom we are writing the case. And then we do multiple interviews. We try to not do more than 1 or 2 interviews, because what happens is that if you have multiple interviews, all the interviewees tend to give you the same kind of information. So then it becomes very difficult when you're writing the case to kind of have all that information in and then get it reviewed by each of those multiple interviewees. It becomes a very long drawn process. So we try to limit our interviews to 1 or 2 interviews. And then we have lots of discussions with companies across departments to make sure we have captured the entire picture. And in terms of writing the case, we first conduct interviews, discussions with the companies, and try to gather as much information as we can. And then we sit down and organize the information that we have collected in terms of what needs to be included, what is not so relevant, and we try to map it to the learning objectives as well. And then we have several rounds of reviews at our end to revise and fine-tune the case study further before sending it to the company for approval. And then, of course, the final stage is where we test it in the classrooms. The faculty tests it in the classroom, sees how the students' reaction is to the classroom, how well it was accepted, how well it worked, what other things that can be further added to the case to make it much more usable in the classroom. And then we further fine-tune the case and the teaching note based on those on that information that we have collected from our test in the classroom. And then we have another set of reviews at our end before we publish the case. So that's the general process of the case writing.